Alright, so what I'm trying to do here is get a sort of window glare coming out of these windows. This is pretty simple to do, but it took me some trial and error to kind of figure it out. So I have these windows set up with their booleans and whatnot. And right now I have a material assigned to this center part of the window. What I'm going to do for now is set that material to be completely transparent. So just add in a transparent shader and then plug it into the surface. Yeah, you can see it's sort of transparent there. So what you can probably start with is just putting some lights inside the building, right? If I maybe increase the wattage to 100 and then set that to like 0.2. One thing that really works well for this is using a black body color temperature of about 2600. You can see that sort of gives that yellow warmish glow. Now, the reason that it's not really coming through that well is because we don't have like a wall to bounce the light off of. If we, with the light selected, press Alt D and then Shift Z, move it over there, it kind of works, but it's not quite there right now, just because the walls aren't really realistic. I mean, this is like a parking garage, or not even a parking garage, more like a warehouse, like an empty warehouse than anything. So it would make more sense to have some kind of wall, kind of bouncing that light. This is just for demonstration purposes. If you were actually trying to create this interior, you might want to set it up a bit differently. In my case, I'm just gonna have the wall kind of going from here to here. All right. Okay, and then let's make it a more realistic material, because it's not like this stuff is going to be like a very high value in real life. Okay. So we're already starting to get that sort of ambience. I'm going to probably render this out now. Right now, currently I'm using medium contrast with an exposure of 0.6. And these are the environment settings that I'm using. Mainly what matters is that your environment is fairly dark, because that's going to make the glare more prominent. If we try to add a glare, it may or may not work that well. If I plug that in there. Yeah, so it looks like it's not really affecting this area. Depending on how your light is exactly set up, you might have to crank down the threshold to like 0.06 to see anything coming out of there. Of course, it's coming out of these because these are just closer to the camera and, the way it's calculating. You might also be able to do something with render passes, but generally turning it down won't cause like other areas that you don't want glare on to have glare. And then the quality will just be like, well, pretty self-explanatory. The quality, if you look closely at the image there, it doesn't look that great in this area. That's because the quality setting is quite low, so as you increase that, it will become less kind of pixelated. Turning down the color on the transparent shader will kind of make it look a bit better. Like turning it down to 0.6 or so, because 1 is just kind of too high. Around 0.6 I found makes it look a little bit more realistic. I'm probably going to Alt D, Shift Z, add another light there. And from there, it's really just duplicating the lights to the other floors. And if you want to increase the strength of it, you can use a mix and then plug the original image into the first slot there, and then plug the glare image into the second slot, and then just increase this. So that'll increase the glare amount.